Welcome to Second Story Garage. I'm Ashley Dean, and I am sitting here with Monocle on the eve of their exciting album release, and it's the first album, yes?
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Because the thing is that I see you around all the time. How long have you been playing Boulder and, the Front Range?
2+ years, 2.5.
3 years?
Give or take, yeah.
And I know we've talked about this before, but it seemed like it's sort of just that you had to kind of settle into the record almost, like you just needed to get your feet on the ground and be comfortable with the music before you release it to the world, right?
For sure.
And that's what we're hearing in these videos, right?
Yeah, all 3 of those tracks are on the record. And those 3 we've been playing for a while. Yeah, for the first couple of years we were playing, for a while it was just Monica and me playing duo, and then we got this amazing band together and we played a lot of shows, probably, 100+ shows with this particular group. So we're kind of doing that and trying to build up some momentum playing live, and then finally it was time to go in the studio.
Yeah, and it obviously went well enough for you to release a record. Tell me a little bit about that process. Since it was your first sort of experience in that realm, I'm kind of curious how it went.
It went very well, I think.
Yeah.
The recording process was much longer than we sort of anticipated, which I think happens a lot. But Bill and I we were all involved, very involved. Like, we were in the studio editing as well. And then our producer is Dave Tiller, and he went on the road for a couple months. And then I left the country for a couple months. And so the recording process was very long. So we actually had a long time to think about post-record what that was going to look like.
Right.
Yeah.
And, we've spoken about this record before, but I want to go back here again, if you'll indulge me, is the sort of way you guys would like to separate yourselves from any certain scene in Boulder. You don't want to necessarily be a Boulder folk band or anything like that. And I'm curious, what you do when you sit down and you set out to distinguish yourselves.
Well, for me, I'm a fan of all genres of music, and the folk scene around here is amazing. The bluegrass scene around here is amazing. Mm-hmm. Great, thriving jazz community around here. There's like the jam band scene happening that's very vibrant as well. And we're all sort of part of that scene and been influenced by the scene. And a lot of the people we play with and know and love are amazing musicians in those genres. And I don't think we're necessarily trying to separate ourselves as much as saying, well, these are our songs, like, what do we want them to sound like, you know? We didn't necessarily set out to be an amazing bluegrass band or a jam band per se, but rather let's write these songs, and we've got this amazing cast of characters, some of whom, Josh, for instance, is an incredible jazz drummer. Eric Wiggs, amazing jazz guitarist, actually Ben as well, has a master's degree in jazz music, and so we're definitely not a jazz band, that's sad, but we kind of take a bunch of these different influences and play with them and just try to craft the sound that we want to hear, essentially. Yeah.
Does it ever get crazy with all those degrees going on? Because I can imagine having, I wasn't a music major myself, I was a music minor, and even in that experience, you get these like egos and everyone thinks that they've got the better idea, and you've got to, but obviously to function as a band, you manage to settle that. And
that's why we're all playing creative music together, I think, instead of like pursuing associate professorships or something like that, Music school is great, but it's good to get out of the practice room.
It's a little different from that, I imagine.
Very different.
And so your record or your release show is tonight, but these videos will be seen several days after that. So when can people come and see a little bit of this live? Let's say after, in November.
What do we got coming up? We're doing, with Kirsten Cohen, our good friends, we're doing a little show at Absolute Vinyl next Friday, the 15th of November. Okay. Doug Gaddy owns Absolute Vinyl. He's an amazing supporter of the music community.
Right across the street from the camera.
Yep.
In the studio.
Yeah, totally. So we'll be doing that from 4 to 7 next week. Kirsten's going to have some photographs that she's showing and selling, and we're going to be playing some music there.
Okay.
And then after that, what do we have? We've got a cool flood benefit coming up, actually. We've done a bunch of these lately. Tonight.
There's so many.
Yeah,
I know.
Tonight at our CD release show, we're the Rail Splitters are playing tonight as well, and our friends David and Enion Tiller. And then I think it's December 8th, which is a Sunday. We're playing at the Dickens Opera House in Longmont,
Right.
also with the Rail Splitters and with a band called Backwoods Galaxy and another band called Caribou Mountain Collective. And that's going to be super fun coming up at the Dickens Opera House for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a great venue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I eat lunch there too much, actually. And the last thing is, I know you brought us something kind of fun.
Yes.
Monica?
Let's see it. I'm excited.
Drum roll, please.
I can't
Yeah.
believe she's about to give this to you, actually. This is like a very prized possession.
This has been our mascot ever since
no.
we started, but
Oh my god.
It's sat on the
And it
dashboard
has
of Monica's van.
a monocle.
Yeah. It's a duck.
And is that the only, like it has a monocle, and that's basically the largest sign. I mean, it is a
Totally.
duck in a tux with a ascot. So I mean, let's not brush the significance of any of that off.
Does it have a name, Monica, or no?
I don't know.
Duck man?
Ducky.
Duck man? Can you name it right now for me, please? Because
Sir Monocle?
Monoduck?
Monoduck. That sounds like a
Yeah, I like
superhero.
Duckicle.
Duckicle is pretty good.
Yeah,
Duckicle.
duck. See, I'm going to
Hard to
struggle
say.
with
So
that.
that guy, whatever his name is, I think he's ridden on the dashboard of Monica's van to almost every show we've ever played.
We also have a giraffe that was a dashboard riding tour mascot,
Oh,
so they
good.
can sit together and be friends. And actually, you know what? We have more than one animal in here, so great. Duckicle will join us in the studio, and thank you guys very much for joining us in the studio.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
is Second Story Garage.